Friendship is recapped, and today, we wanted to go to New York to do this recap, but it's not even in the budget a little bit. So today we're recapping Rarity Takes Manehattan. All right, cool, wonderful. It's Fashion Week in Mainhattan, and so that means our favorite fashionista pony is going to Mainhattan to go compete, and all the main six are going with her. Thank you all so much for coming to support me during Fashion Week. In order to show my gratitude, I'm taking you all to see a Broadway show. Oh, and Spike, if you come, you can carry the bags. And so they go, and we get a song about generosity. Oh. Yeah, it's like the Smile song, but for Rarity, but not as well written and really heavy-handed. Like, I don't know, I was fine with the more realistic version of Rarity's generosity, rather than her just going around and being like, here's a giant gem that I found in the sewer over there. Which, by the way, how does that even work in Equestria? Like, you can find gems anywhere, like in the ground. They're a food for dragons, but they're considered like a really generous tip. It's like if like quartzite was considered a really generous tip. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, after her little song, Rarity's like, all I have to do is check in at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock is in like 10 minutes. And they start panicking, and Princess Twilight Sparkle is like, please won't you let her have this cab? She has somewhere very important that she needs to be. And he's like, no. He looks that alicorn princess right in the fucking face and is like, f off. And she just takes it. Like, she's just like, oh man, I don't know. If I was her, I wouldn't be like super snooty about it or anything either, which is good that she's not like, excuse me, do you know who I am? Which like, I wouldn't put it past her, but she's not. But like, I don't know, maybe she could have like flared her wings a little bit. Like maybe she could have stretched with her wings. Like she could have been like, oh, come on, man. You want to give her the cab. Like, and then, but no, she just sits down. She sits her purple butt down on the sidewalk and is like, oh man. But then a cab driver comes by and is like, hey, Rarity, you were nice to me before. I'll get you to your appointment. But then, oh no, she forgot her dresses. My dresses, how could I forget them? I did. But it's okay, because the main six remembered that she forgot her dresses and they sent the bellhop over to give her the dresses. And the bellhop is like, anything for that nice mare, I told him. I don't know why he sounds like he's from the 50s, but it's great. And so she's got her dresses, and then she gets scolded by the host of the event, who is voiced by Ashley Ball, which is cool. And then an old acquaintance of Rarity's comes out. Rarity, oh my God. Sorry, Polo Mare, I haven't seen you in ages. I'm so glad you couldn't make it. Okay. Do you smell that? That smells like a fake. Oh, Rarity. Rarity's just so generous. Poor, naive, generous Rarity. Doesn't even see it coming. So sorry, Polar Mare is like, let me help you with your things. And then she's like showing off her new collection. Oh yes, I've been working on that fabric for months. It's stretchy, but not clingy. Shimmery, but not showy. Oh, would you mind terribly if I borrowed some of your fabric? Oh, yes, here, take it. Take all of it. Take all of the fabric that I have been working on for months. My one-of-a-kind original fabric that I made myself. I don't need to give you just a yard or whatever would suffice for accents. You can have all of it. Take it. Take it from my hands. Take my fabric. It's not even worth pointing out how fucking stupid that is. So the next day, she shows up and Surrey Polo Mare has a whole line that is just like Rarity's. You stole my fashion line! Wow! Didn't see that one come. I just hold these fictional pastel-colored horses to such a high standard, and they just let me down sometimes. But if they never let me down, they could never learn anything. And so it's so Rarity is very sad, obviously, because her fabric that she's been working on for months, and it's original. Like, do you have any idea how hard it is to make a fabric? I don't even know. I don't even know how hard it is to make a one-of-a-kind fabric. Want to know why? Because I've never done it, because I am not that skilled at all. I don't know many people that are. I'm getting too. And so she goes home and she's crying, and all the main six are like, what's wrong? And she tells them the Siri her over. And then Applejack is like, oh, come on, Rarity, buck up. Just make a brand new line. That's possible in cartoon land. And so Rarity begins to like use the fabric in the hotel room to make a new line. But that's not the important part right now in this very second. She's having the main six help her because she needs their help. But then Twilight is like,
You said that you would get food for us so that we could eat while we kept working.
Don't worry, it'll be here in an hour. That's not going to be a problem, is it? But like that musical that you were gonna let us go to is happening then. Oh, I see. I get you tickets to a one-of-a-kind Broadway show, and this is how you repay me? By abandoning me in my hour of need? Well, good job, ladies and gentlecolts. You seem like you figured out that it's every pony for herself in this town. Congratulations!
and Rarity's being a real And so it's kind of interesting because both sides of the argument have very valid points. Like, you know, they were there for Rarity, to help Rarity, but Rarity's being So then they finish up the dresses because Rarity guilt tripped them very aggressively. And they finish up all of the dresses and she takes them and so she shows them off and it's hotel chic. I mean, wow, what a fantastic design! Those are beautiful dresses. They don't look cheap or tacky at all, which I didn't even know that cartoons could look cheap and tacky, but those don't at all. They look great. So great, in fact, that her new last-minute line made out of that smelly, cum-stained sheets that you get in hotels won over her one-of-a-kind fabric that she's been working on for months. Everyone in the audience is like, yay! Oh, those weird yellowish accents are beautiful. But then her friends didn't come. And Rarity's like, oh my goodness, they like it. They really like it. But my friends aren't here. And she has her big rainbow eye moment, her epiphany of generosity and friendship. And she runs back to the hotel and she's like, oh, where are my friends? And the bellhop is like, they left already. And she's like, oh no, I better sing a reprise of my song earlier that just recounts exactly what happened over the past 10 minutes. I don't like the reprise. So she goes back to the fashion event and it's all over and she just wants to say thank you to Prim Hemline, the host of the event. But Suri Polomare is like, you probably want to stay away from Prim for a while. She's pretty pissed.
Oh, all right. I have no reason to suspect you other than the fact that you completely copied my line, but it's fine.
You would think that after being duped once, she would have learned that she's a fake bitch and that she shouldn't trust anything that she says. But then the main six pop out. Oh, yay! And then they're like, oh, Rarity, we're sorry we slept in. We're sorry that you lost. That's what Suri told us. We don't suspect her either. And Rarity's like,
you know what? That's fine. I just really want to apologize for being such an absolute taking advantage of your friendship the way that I did. How could you ever see past it?
yeah, you were pretty rotten.
Wow, Applejack. I know your thing is honesty, but come on!
This moment has been talked about a million times by everyone. It's the worst. To summarize what everyone has already said, Rainbow Dash is the one that blurts stuff out in honesty to the point that it's rude. Applejack is an honest worker. Stop. We don't need to say their elements. So Rarity's like,
I'm sorry again for being such an unbelievable. I'd like to take you to an exclusive showing of Hinny of the Hills.
that's amazing. So they go and see their little Broadway show, and it's really great. And then Coco Pamel comes in after.
Hello, you actually won.
What? That's cool.
I've been working with Suri for so long that I really started to believe that it really was every pony for herself out here. But then I saw how generous you were with your friends and how generous they were with you. And it really inspired me and made me think that maybe there was something better out there for me. So I quit. And here's your key.
Oh, thank you. I'll need this in the finale. Well, I imagine that now that you're no longer working for the representation of who I could become without my generosity, you'll be looking for some work. How would you like to help my friend making the costumes all for his brand new Broadway show?
Yes, that would be helpful.
And then they go home. Rainbow Effect, spool of thread. Thank you so much for watching Friendship is Recapped here on Fandom Beat. And remember that you can watch My Little Pony Friendship is Magic every single day on the Hub Network. And if you much feel like it, please like and share this video with your friends and all of the pony people and stuff and things. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Mwah.
Like, whenever someone eats something that's been cooked by the protagonist, and just has these really visual, like, metaphor reactions.
Yeah, that's like a part of the show. I mean, throughout the show, there, of course, is the main characters who are all making bread. And like you mentioned, there's usually something at stake, a position to work at a bakery.